got into 0 vet schools the first year I applied to vet school, and I got into 5 last cycle. So I want to share some information and tips. Hopefully it will be helpful for you. Before I dive into how to write an essay, how to prepare an interview, the important thing for international student like you and me to do is to set up proper expectation. There are just a little bit over 20 vet schools in the US, so it is just really hard to get in nature, even if you're a citizen. And there are several vet schools that's really hard for international student to get into that I don't recommend you have really high hopes. For example, UC Davis, great vet school, but just so limited spots for out-of-state and international student. And Texas A&M, Ohio State, North Carolina State College, and lastly, University of Georgia. They're all really good vet schools. It just, most of their spots are reserved for their in-states. So it's just really hard for international students to get in by nature. Not because you're not good enough, it's just not enough spots. And in the country, there are several schools I recommend you to apply. Some private schools like Cornell, UPenn, Western, Midwestern, and Ross, the ones at the Caribbeans. They just have more spots for international and out-of-state students to get in. What if I applied to vet schools in Australia and UK? It will be a lot easier to get in, but the problem we're facing is if we graduated not in the US, we cannot get a work like OPT visa. If you want to do an internship residency in America after graduating from an overseas vet school, which a lot of internship places, they don't sponsor your H-1B. So please be aware of what you want. Honestly, if you want to be a GP, you can go Australia, get the vet school done, and then apply for H-1B for a job because there's still a shortage for DVM, but not a shortage for internships. So when I applied first year, I didn't know all these stuff. I was like, oh, I have good grades, I have experience, I'm gonna get in. I only applied to 4 US vet schools: UC Davis, UPenn, Cornell, and Western. I got straight decline from Cornell and Davis. For Western and UPenn, I got interviewed and I was in the waitlist until the end, like never get off from it. And this year I applied to 8 vet schools and got into 5. The 8 vet schools I applied are over here. The green ones are the ones I got accepted, and the gray ones are the ones I got declined. 2 out of the 5 accepted vet school for me this year that needed interview. For both vet schools, I just got in after interview. No waitlist needed. So there's something I changed. My GPA doesn't change in the 2 years. I had really good GPA. So GPA is definitely not the only thing that will be needed for vet school. 2 years ago this time, I applied to my first cycle. At that time, I was going to graduate from a laboratory animal science master's. And when I applied last year this time, I graduated. I got a diploma, which I do not think that's the reason why I got in, because you're gonna graduate and you will graduate. There's 2 things that I changed compared to the first application, the second one. First is I started working full-time as a vet tech in an emergency hospital, which I gathered real life experience, no longer like just saying I love animals, more like, oh, I see how they suffer and I want to help them. The second thing I changed is how I write my essays. First year when I wrote my essay, I used some really fancy words, like I want to devote myself to the career, I want to build a better world for the animals, I want to help them, I love them since I was a kid. That's what I did for the first year because I thought I could get it easily. But second year what I changed is I got defeated, right? I was like, oh, okay. So I was being honest. I was like, yes, I am not perfect, but blah 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 blah. I was writing stuff like, yeah, there's something happened in my life that made me have doubts, like am I good enough for something? But there's something happened that made me change how I think. And there's something that made me decide that, yeah, getting a DVM is what I want and why. Besides from the essays, I also reduced the number of rec letters I submitted actually. First year, I asked for 4 professors for rec letters. Second year, I only asked for 3 professors. I don't think that would change much. Just be aware some vet schools, they will only let you select 3 rec letters you submitted to be reviewed, not all of them. So 3 is definitely enough. More could be better, but 3 is enough. The other thing I changed is the interview, because this year I interviewed with Western and UPenn and I both got in. Last year I interviewed with these 2 schools in waitlist and forever. The biggest thing I changed is how I feel about it. When I was interviewing for last year, I was really nervous. I was like panicking. I was like, what if I couldn't get in? What should I do? What if they don't like me? You prepare and you're like stressed out. So when I interviewed, you can tell I'm nervous. I was like, I stuttered a little bit. And the second year, I feel more relaxed because I was like, If I couldn't get in, just apply one more year. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. I'm more relaxed, like I'm just chatting with the interviewer. But there's still a lot of preparation that you could do and you need to do, which I can start another video if anyone's interested. It's okay to be nervous. Everyone will be nervous, but it's more importantly that you are calm. You believe in yourself. You can be nervous, but remember you are excited for this opportunity, not scared for this opportunity. Because you know you got it. You're confident. You know I'm a good candidate. You need to show them that. That's all I'm gonna share. And I wish everyone that's applying for this year will get into the school they want.